Okay, we done lost both of them. All right. So I was saying one of my favorite TV shows is the TV show Shark Tank. You guys seen Shark Tank? Raise your hand. Shark Tank? Yes, no? Yeah, I love Shark Tank. So, and if you just happen not to be familiar with Shark Tank, the premise of the entire show is that entrepreneurs, business owners are coming to present their business and or business ideas to the sharks who are successful multi-millionaire entrepreneurs themselves, and they do this in the hope of gaining an investment from a shark, and also to have the sharks also partner with them and helping them to advance and expand their business. So, you know, most people, all things being equal, who come on Shark Tank, they have a decent idea, a decent product, a decent service. You got some wackies out there, but for all things being equal, that's the foundation. But what I noticed on Shark Tank from watching it is that once they talk about what their idea is or what their business is, the sharks start to ask questions. They start to ask questions as far as, how they plan to expand what they're doing. Are they going to add different products and services to what they're doing? If they say that they want to, one guy on there was saying he's going to expand into Europe. They started asking him, well, how do you plan to expand into Europe? They start to ask questions about distribution of their product or their service. Are you strictly going to be online? Are you going to be in retail? Are you going to do a combination of the both? They ask all these questions to determine what was the level of planning that's associated with the business. So even folks that come on the show that have a good idea or have a good product or have a good service, if they don't have a good plan, still won't gain an investment from the sharks. Matter of fact, I've watched Shark Tank where they've offered to take over the business, move the entrepreneur out the way because they felt as though they didn't have a good plan. They weren't organized well enough for the sharks for them to be able to work with them to gain the investment. So today, what I'm going to be sharing with you, the title of my message is called Success Through Planning. Because a lot of times we have great ideas, we have noble ambitions, we have great goals, new year, new me. We do that every single year, but we don't really have the planning associated with it. So the same way as those entrepreneurs present themselves on Shark Tank, they walk away empty-handed. And I don't know about you. I can only speak for me, but I'm tired of saying that I'm going to get certain things and I want certain things only for me to be in the same condition, in the same predicament that I was the previous year. And it goes like that week after week, month after month, year after year. And see, listen, those entrepreneurs, they're working hard on their business. Oh my gosh, they tell you, they said, I'm going to be your hardest worker. No one's going to work as hard as I. And listen, I know you've been working really hard too. But so it's not so much about the work, it's about the planning. See, first you have to plan your work and then you work your plan. But some of us, all we like to do and all we know how to do is work. We've been sold a false bill of goods if we said if we just work real hard, it'll work out. But yet you've seen mama and daddy work real hard all their life, but they never really have much to show for it. And now here we are doing the exact same thing that mom and daddy was doing, just a tad bit better than what they end up doing themselves. It's about the planning. So the title of my message is Success Through Planning. You need to understand that planning, there's a theological foundation associated with planning. I'm going to show you in the word. Revelations 13, verse 8. It says that Jesus, he was the lamb that was slain before the foundation of the world. So God planned for Jesus to be slain before the foundation, before there was an earth and before there was humans to be in the earth. He had already had a plan for a redemption for people who had not even yet be created. He planned it. John is at the wedding. Jesus is at the wedding in John 2, verse 4. And they run out of wine at the wedding. And then Mary, the mother of Jesus, comes and approaches Jesus and brings him the problem. He says, what? My hour has not yet come, because he said, listen, now is not the time that I've planned to really reveal who I am as of yet. So even the time in which Jesus actually came into the earth was planned. He just didn't, listen, at any given point, he could have dropped out of eternity, but he chose the particular time to enter into time to bring out the redemption of mankind, and then chose progressively when he would reveal himself to man. He had a plan. We all love Jeremiah 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you. So think about this. God, who is all-knowing and infinite and all-powerful, right? He's planning. How much more do we need to actually go ahead and plan? Isaiah 28, verse 29. All this also comes from the Lord Almighty, whose plan is wonderful, whose wisdom is magnificent. Repeat after me. God is a planner. Repeat it again. God is a planner. Listen, not only that, but God has planned our lives ahead of time, according to Psalms 138. He's planned our lives. He planned redemption. He planned when he would reveal himself. He had a plan for Israel, and he has a plan for you and I. God himself is a planner. Are you seeing that in the word? God's people, point number 2, God's people should be planners. God's people should be planners. Psalms 20, verse 4. May he give you the desire of your heart, and watch this, and make all your plans succeed. Somebody said, well, how come I haven't succeeded yet? How come God hasn't blessed me? According to the word, God blessed your plans. So if you ain't got a plan, he ain't got nothing to bless. Proverbs 16, verse 3, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans.